So today I want to make a video about what I think is going to be the standings at the end of the year. Okay, so now I'm going to be wading into the standings mid-year. This is pretty much the mid-season mark because there are no more games until the All-Star game. Tomorrow is of course the Home Run Derby. We're going to start off with the AL scores, with the AL division leaders. Okay, so in the American League, and this is just for the divisions, I'll get the wild card later. Right now, the Yankees are ahead of Tampa Bay by 2 games, and ahead of the Sox by 5 games, ahead of Toronto by 12.5, and ahead of the Orioles by 27. I think the Yankees or the Rays are going to come away with that division. I do not think, okay, I think the Red Sox, any Red Sox fans watching are going to kill me for this. I think the Red Sox are going to miss the playoffs this year. I know. I'm like disgracing my World Series 04 hat right now. But, right now, just the way it's going, I think the Yankees are going to win it, and the Tampa Bay is going to take home the wild card. In the Central, it's Chicago leading by over Detroit by a half game, and Minnesota by 3.5 games. That's a really close race. But Kansas City and Cleveland are over 10 games out. I think Detroit or Minnesota's going to come away with it. I know Chicago's leading right now, but they're only leading by a half game. And even though they've won 8 games in a row, I think Minnesota's going to start hot up at the end of the season, at the midway point of the season. The West, the AL West, I'm going to go with Texas all the way. Now we're moving on to the National League. So in the National League East right now reads Atlanta 4 games up on the Mets, 4.5 games up on the Phillies, 10 games up on Florida, and 13.5 games up on Washington. I do not think the Phillies are going to win it this year. I think it's going to be Atlanta. I know I'm riding right now just like the first place bandwagon pretty much, but it really does not matter if they were in first place or not. I'd still think they would win it. And I think the Mets, the Mets are right now in second place in the wild card. I can tell that just by the wins and losses. Colorado's a half game up on the Mets in the wild card. So yeah. In the Central, you have Cincinnati and St. Louis, and then Milwaukee's the next closest, 8.5 games back. Right now, it's a 2-team race. It's the Reds and the Cardinals. I think the Reds are going to take it home this year. I honestly do, and that's not just because they're in the lead. That's because they have Mike Leake, Joey Votto, just so many good players. And in a few years, when Aroldis Chapman's actually ready to come up from the minors, they're going to be good, like really, really good. In the West, you have San Diego, Colorado, who's 2 games out, and Dodgers, who are 2.5 games out, and the Giants, who are 4 games out. Now, right now, I think it's going to be either the Dodgers or the Padres. Why am I saying the Dodgers or the Padres? Because I think Colorado is going to drop out of. Now for the wild card. So in the American League wild card, it's Tampa Bay 3 games up on Boston. Right now, I think Tampa Bay is going to win it. In the National League, Colorado's a half game up on the Dodgers and a game up on the Mets. Game and a half. That is a very, very close division right now. The wild card for the first 6 teams, because it goes half game, 1 game, 1.5 games, 2 games, 2 games, and that's like it. So yeah, that was I think for the National League, it's going to be, I think it's going to be the Mets. Yeah. I'm going to pull away with the Mets. Anyway, that was my postseason standings, my regular season end of the year standings.